I was raised off of Rule Round 3, out past where the blacktop ends. We'd walk to church on Sunday morning, race barefoot back to Johnson's fence. It's where I first saw Mary on that roadside picking blackberries. That summer I turned a corner in my soul down that red dirt road. Her daddy didn't like me much, get my shackled up GTO. I'd sneak out in the middle of the night, throw rocks at her bedroom window. We'd turn out to headlights, drive by the moonlight, talk about what the future might hold down that red dirt road. It's where I drank my first beer, it's where I found Jesus, where I wrecked my first car, I tore it all to pieces. I learned the path to heaven is full of sinners and believers. Learned that happiness on earth ain't just for high achievers. I learned I've come to know there's life at both ends of that red dirt road.
Redneck looking joints called the Dewdrop Inn.
Well, I stuffed my hair up under my hat and told the bartender that I had a flat. Would he be kind enough to give me change for a one? Well, there was one thing I was sure proud to see. There wasn't a soul in the place except for him and me, and he just looked disgusted and pointed toward the telephone.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, baby, just ain't like I know. Was a man down there, but might be old man, I don't know. Let's go. Let's go, Mike.
bending them guitar strings. You all the while, though it was my style, could they ever forget my name? Rocked them in Raleigh, knocked them out of Knoxville, just couldn't do no wrong. Even while in the band said, child, better keep on playing your songs. I'm feeling better now that I'm feeling better now that I'm back on the road, getting it together between Lincoln and Muscle Shoals. Woke up this morning tasting Jim Beam, holding the Panther to some old boy's dream. Got a fast reputation, guess I'm a live wire, like my whiskey on ice and my linen on fire. From Memphis to Mobile, I played all the dives. Lord knows I'm lucky just to still be alive.
Oh, right there's where it slides.
Sunshine waits for her to wake up. She's a ponytail, no makeup, Saturday. She don't need umbrellas in the sun.
sleep in my own bed.
Crossed the border to the Lone Star State. Came all the way from Macon, Georgia. Can't say that I plan to stay, but that woman sure could change my mind when she looked at me like, hey baby, come over here. Don't tell me what I wanna hear. Give me love and that'll drive me wild. And honey, won't you stay for a while? But you cannot hold me down. When it comes to a rambling man, baby, I hold the crown. Might hang around here for a little while. It's off to the next town. But you cannot hold me down. Lord, I know my baby's good to me. She loves me more than she should. She tell me everything's gonna be alright. Someday soon I'll be home.
Let's put this up here. Ooh, get my notebook. You guys can follow me over here. All right. Got the notebook. All kinds of lights. Yeah. I even brought out some bourbon tonight. I didn't drink any. Just don't have the urge. I don't know if it's too hot or what the deal is. So, orange juice and water. Every store's out of coconut water today. How can that be? All right, guys, that wraps up Friday night, wraps up the week. Woke up early this morning. Let me see. Went to the neurologist, and they switched my appointment neurologist with pain management clinic, which meant me visiting the pain management clinic was just a meet and greet, because the pain management clinic needs a diagnosis. And you know, the thing is, the neurologist needs to run a bunch of tests before she can make a full diagnosis. So the pain management clinic, the doctor in there sat me down and went through all of my history and medicines, and basically, I mean, everything points to MS. So, you know, and she's looking at my MRI for my cervical MRI that I recently had done, and she's like, yeah, you probably need surgery. And she said, that's probably. She said, that also means maybe not. That also means you can choose not to. And that means that I could get to a point to where I say, I don't want it. I don't want to have surgery. And then I could get to the point to where I'm in so much pain that I just say, please cut me now. Either way, she's looking at a many months down the road. I mean, I'm going to be in the States soon. I'm going to be in the States in 3 weeks, guys. You guys want to hang out? Let's get together. I'm not joking. I'm not joking with let's get together. So, and I'm going to be there most of the summer. Be there till mid-August, mid to late August. So that would mean, you know, coming back and having tests done and then making decisions from there. Her biggest concern with any kind of medication, increasing anything that I'm already taking, is she even called me young a few times, guys. She called me young. And, you know, if I'm 47, about to be 48, where am I going to be in 10 years? So if I start increasing dosage now, where am I in 10 years? Where am I in 20 years, 30 years, 40 years? And I take tramadol right now. And I mean, I've taken that off and on 15 years. And I've only taken it consistently the last month or so when I've been in a lot of scary pain. So, you know, what do I do for breakthrough pain? We're working with a couple of different medications, like Lyrica. I'm sure you guys know what that is. And I was prescribed that years ago, took it, and just turned into a zombie. I'm like, I can't function like this. You can't wake up and take care of kids functioning like this. So we're talking dosages. She said, well, you know, we've got to find a way to get you back on the Lyrica. And I said, man, I'm a zombie. And we discussed the dosages. And she said, you started at that dose? I'm like, yeah, that's what my general physician gave me. She said, you're lucky you didn't die. So she gave me 2 more prescriptions for much 25 milligram dosage instead of 150 milligrams. Instead of taking 150 milligrams twice a day, she gave me 25 and 75 milligram tablets to take to slowly build up to the dose we need to, so that my body doesn't turn into a zombie. And I can always walk that line of this is too much, and this is getting me where I need to be. And then I can keep the tramadol at the small dose. It's at a 1/4 of the max dose right now of what I can take. And we can work from there. So I was really, really happy with that. And then she ordered more MRIs. And then they sent me off directly to the neurologist. And boy, she was tough on me. She asked me a lot of questions that were in my file. And I'm not for sure if it was to see how much I knew about myself or to get a grasp on my cognitive abilities. And I won't lie, I've never stuttered in my life till recently. And I have difficulties thinking. I have difficulties typing. When I'm typing, and I spend a lot of hours every day at the computer, the thoughts that are in my mind, I think a sentence that I'm typing, and what comes out on the computer screen, okay, I make typos because my hands are messed up. Coordination issues with this hand. It's not typos, it's a different word that shows up. And I feel like I'm insane. Literally, when you think a word and you're going to type it and a different word shows up on the screen, you're looking at the screen like, who's punking me? And apparently that's normal. But it's really hard to adjust to. And I'm so thorough with my work that I go back and check everything so many times that I pick up on this. It's really, really strange for me. But we went through every medication, every possibility, every symptom. And, you know, we get down to the end, and she spent an hour with me, at least. And that's so rare. Both doctors did. How many doctors do you make an appointment with and you go and sit with them and they spend at least an hour with you and never say, okay, well, we got to go. Nope. Not until I was ready. Made me feel positive. So she ordered a full spine MRI, a brain MRI, a spinal puncture. I've got to stay a night in the hospital, which, I mean, you guys know I'm agoraphobic and I don't do well. I'm getting nervous thinking about it. I don't do well with not being places I'm comfortable. She's going to make sure my wife is there, which, you know, you guys know my wife that's my safe haven. She's the thing that makes everything okay. And she's always been that way. I've never been that way with another person ever. And since the moment that I met her, I feel comfortable with her. There's no reason. Just like two magnets. Except she's a really short magnet. But we're trying to get all of this done as quickly as possible. And a bunch of blood tests, and not just general blood tests. A bunch of genetic testing and a bunch of stuff that most blood work places can't do. Monday's a holiday, so we're starting on Tuesday trying to get as much done as we can in the next couple of weeks, because I wouldn't be able to get in to see the doctors that I need to see to help me until September. August here it's too freaking hot. But August here is vacation and holidays for most people, either the first 2 weeks or last 2 weeks. So then if you want to see somebody, and you were talking even gas stations, you want to go somewhere, they alternate. So it's really August is just a wash to do anything. So it would be September before I can see anyone. And it's going to be September before I can really do anything anyway, because I'm going to be gone. So if I can get all the blood work and the MRIs and everything done before I leave for the States, I can go ahead and make all the appointments that I need. And as soon as I get back, we're ready to rock and roll. So she felt that everything was urgent, but not life and death urgent in the next 3 weeks. She gave me another medication for the spasticity, not just the cramps, but the tremors that I'm having. And we're going to start taking that medicine at night. I'll start tonight and see how I feel, because the goal is to not turn me into a zombie. Because I've got to take care of kids and a family, and I don't like being messed up. Yeah, and then hopefully get some tests done next week or the week after, as quickly as possible. But I feel pretty positive about it. She said something that made a lot of good sense. She said, look, whatever it is that you have, because she said, it could be something else. Might not be MS. Everything points to MS. But with my crazy immune system, I could have lupus, I could have, they're all treated the same, basically, with cortisone that I already take, and I've taken for many, many years. But it would be in a much higher dose. And I know how to pretty much control the side effects for that. I can live with, I think I can live with that. And she said, look, whatever it is that you've got, you've probably had it for a long time. I may have had it since I was a teenager. I've had a crazy immune system since I was 15, 16. Always had a problem. She said, well, what if you've had this since you were a teenager, and now is when it's at its biggest you've ever experienced it, and we're able to diagnose it. So nothing changes, except we're able to treat it and possibly get better. So, positive. I'm exhausted. I'm mentally exhausted. I broke down today. I'm sure you can imagine what I was like when she said you have to stay in the hospital one night. Is I take blood thinners, and you cannot stick a needle that large into my spine while I'm still taking those blood thinners. So we have to switch to something else that still keeps me safe and healthy and prevents blood clots and things of that nature. But we have to have that particular blood thinner out of my system before we have anything that's close to a surgery. So, and she felt confident that I could have the puncture in the evening one night, stay the night to make sure I'm okay, and go home the next morning, afternoon, whatever, as soon as I'm clear. So, yeah, the song says I feel like crying. I have today. I've cried several times. And you're supposed to. Men are supposed to cry. Boys cry, men cry. You're supposed to have emotions. So, and it's supposed to mean that much. Everything that you're passionate about is supposed to mean that much. If you don't have something in your life that means that much to you, you got to find it. That's your purpose in life, finding something that means that much to you. Let yourself be moved by things that mean that much to you. And that's why I do everything that I do and have so much freaking fun at it. That's why it means so much to me. That's why I smile. Anyway, guys, of course, I came outside to train tonight after a long day. I'm doing my powerlifting meet on Sunday, my squat, bench, and deadlift, so I did not do Atlas stones or log press or throwing bags or sandbags or anything like that. That's not going to help me get to where I want to be on Sunday. So my grip program tonight, I keep saying Friday night's my most fun night for my grip program. But then on Wednesday, I have a blast too, and Monday I have a blast as well. So I came out, we're working on the Cyclops eye, and man, they've done this the ball thing. I've already put it away, but so you can put your hand all the way under it, and it feels so much better. So I had 3 sets of 1 with a 3-second hold, and that's almost the most weight I've ever picked up on that event. And I feel so good. Both hands feel good on that event. And then I went to the Neiman thing, that blue block thing. I'm on the worldwide leaderboard with 24.65 or 95. And there are 2 guys ahead of me with 25. So the 24 something that I've got is weight on the scale, implement, loading pin, everything. And the plan tonight called for 18.75 for 5 singles with the right hand in weight, not including whatever everything weighs. I got those 5 singles. That was big with the right hand, guys. That was big. I mean, my right hand is going backwards, but that was big weight. Left hand, 22.5 for 5 singles. I made a couple of mistakes just with chalk and humidity and things like that, but that was just technical mistakes. Got my 5 singles, 22.5 in weight, not including the implement and everything. That puts me at almost 24 kilos. It might put me at 24 kilos. 5 singles with a 3-second hold. No holds. 5 singles. That's big. I'm due for a PR, and that's going to move me up like 3 or 4 spots on the worldwide leaderboard. So I think maybe next week I may go for it. Depends on how the week goes, really. Pinch block, that thing is evil. I'll say it every single week. I'm supposed to get max reps with 20 kilos. I've had a couple of weeks where I've missed 20 kilos with my right hand and left. Right hand, 5 reps on the first one, a couple of partials and a couple of good ones on the second one. Left hand, I think I got 7 reps on the first one, and the second set, 6 reps on a partial. Thumb is slipping quite a bit, so I've got to figure out the chalk situation on that. With or without chalk, it's up in the air. I don't know. I've got to figure out how I want to do that exactly, if I want to do that again for a competition. The gripper, I used the HG200. Last week I got 3 sets of 3 with a 3-second hold. This week I got 5 sets of 5, which is what was on the program last week, with a 3-second hold every rep. Felt really, really good about that. And then did all my rotations for grip as well. And I went heavier on that. I used a 1-pound weight instead of the 3/4. The 3/4 was a PR last week, and those feel great. So I feel pretty solid. Finished off with some Donnie Thompson tempering down there on my leg. That feels really, really good. That's a 20-kilo plate, a really pointed 20-kilo plate. If you've got medals at your gym, put something under your leg and do that before training. Put something under your leg. So I'm smashing my hamstring that hurts. So I got a big knot there. Still hurts to the touch. And rolling that plate around on that quad and hip flexor, man, that feels good. Donnie Thompson told me I had all the tools that I needed to get better. I was just making excuses not to do it. He was right. So I'm doing it, guys. I'm wrapping up, finished taking the stuff inside, bring my wife's car back in. I'm going to go inside and have some more chicken and rice and take my new medicines and get my butt in the bed And we will see you guys on Sunday. So let's see what happens on Sunday, guys. I'm pretty excited. Squat, bench, and deadlift all in one day. Let's go have some fun, guys. Let's go have some fun. Hope you're having fun too. See you on Sunday.